Hi guys and welcome back to SwitchUp Gaming. Today, something a little bit exciting. We had an email from 2K and they wanted us to cover some of their games, so a massive thank you to those guys. Today we're going to be looking at NBA Playgrounds 2. Now my initial impression was one of shocked excitement. A few days later, and here we are. I loved the first game and have heard all the drama about microtransactions. How about the game itself? Is it worth it for returning fans? Or does this miss the slam dunk? Let's find out. So let's get the elephant out of the room nice and early. Unlike the first game, you earn players much more slowly in this iteration. Whereas there I was earning gold packs of cards and players almost continuously. 2K have put the brakes on that. Now the skeptic in me says that the ever controversial in-game currency, which can be purchased for real world money to buy packs, is to blame. But what about those not wanting to spend cash? What's the experience like for us poor souls? Well, rather than tell you, I might as well show you. When you load up the game, you'll see the exhibition game, get packs, Playground Championship, tutorial, exhibition 3-point contest, and a card collection. This is also new in a recent patch. There's NBA seasons and a quick option to find friends and also additional online content. You can start an NBA season when you have unlocked at least 2 players in a given team. This is actually surprisingly easy. Everything you do in exhibition mode or the quite addictive 3-point contest nets you experience points. These not only level the played characters individually, boosting their stats, but also give you the necessary currency to eventually purchase those player packs. For me, this initial grind was a slight pain, as the real meat of the game, season mode, does feel a little restrictive at first. When you do get into the season, I would recommend beginning on easy though, as the game can be brutally tough. Selecting your 2 players, you head out into the first match. Passing is as easy as a button press, but timing is everything here. When you want to shoot, the statistics of your players have a dramatic effect on the green shooting wedge. The more skilled the player, the larger the potential success of the shot. There is a stamina bar also tied to the player's stats that is essential for knocking the ball from another player. Shooting or just desperately sprinting after someone who just made you look silly can drastically reduce your stamina and, as such, any chance you have of really tackling or countering the play. The shooting system is an interesting one. I found that it can get a little frustrating as you're only given a percentage chance, as mentioned, based on your player's skill, so even if you throw the perfectly timed shot, it may still not go in. This certainly does make sense, but there were a few rounds when I couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo, whereas other times it felt like I couldn't go wrong. My ball made of pure homing gold. It would usually be during these moments I would hit a perfect shot, giving me an extra point, which is good as it does feel at least like you're rewarded for playing well. As you score points and showboat, you gain several power-ups. These range from super speed to a glowing golden ball that allows you to score from anywhere, just as we saw in the first game. They are a nice little touch to add to the feeling of momentum and can shift the play nicely. At times, areas of the court are marked with score multipliers, and a successful shot within these will net you some extra points that could turn the tide of the game. The right stick controls the skills and is pretty essential for jinking around your opponents and set yourself up with a run and dunk showboating shot. As with the previous game, matches are fast end-to-end play, where small chances must be capitalised upon. Glen and I had a great time playing co-op. In fact, I'd say the experience really benefits from the multiplayer. With 4 players, I can imagine this getting seriously heated. When you are finally victorious, you get a decent amount of XP and currency, but again, not nearly as much as you did in the previous game. It is an unfortunate reality of the second, and one that was difficult to get past for me. Now, as a fan of FIFA, I don't actually mind there being player packs for sale, but what that game does right is making it so easy to trade players online and also sell those you don't want or need to boost your roster. What this does is reduce the frustrating lottery that spending in-game currency can become. Gameplay is still fun with a few friends, but undoubtedly has suffered from the revision to its game currency structure. It scores 13 out of 20, and those tight controls, they score 17 out of 20. A recent patch has improved performance massively. It runs mostly silky smooth now, which is great. This is the type of game that needs to run well as the pacing is key to the experience. It looks nice enough. My real gripe though is how little has changed from the previous game. I can't help but long for a slightly crazier NBA Jam style. While this seems to emulate some of what made that great, visually it slightly misses the potential for a sequel. Give me a caught on the back of a humpback whale or something. That would be pretty damn sweet, to be fair. Audio and commentary are actually very good, and despite some lines of dialogue being repeated, overall the package is a polished one.
Cash out, baby! He's gonna hear about that in the locker room.
It just feels a little bit by the numbers. Visual score 14 out of 20 and audio scores 15 out of 20. Oh, the contention is real here. While the game retails at £24.99 or $29.99 digitally, which is before you factor in the potential for unlocking the full in-game roster of characters, then you're looking more towards £40 or $50 respectively. Now thankfully the physical release can be found for much less. This would be the avenue I would go. Throw in the fact that also the original Playgrounds, which I actually had a blast on, is now only £17.99 or currently on sale for $9.99. It's definitely a tougher sell. If you're an absolute basketball nut, the game is fun and there'll be tons to sink your teeth into. I'm just not convinced you can't already find that in the original game. Value for me scores 11 out of 20. Now what amounts to a very good game is slightly tarnished by the pace at which you, the player, are rewarded. I found myself longingly looking at the gold packs, wanting more reward for my in-game efforts. Gameplay is fun and building a custom roster of players feels very cool. Unfortunately, my motley crew consisted of the D team because I had bad luck every time I opened one of the packs. With a few friends, it was an absolute blast, and this is definitely a good game. NBA 2K Playgrounds 2 scores a SwitchUp score of 69%. Thanks again so much to the developers. We're really looking forward to reviewing Civilization on this channel, and for all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!